Hi Leo, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. My name is Erica. Welcome to the channel. I'm so happy that you found me. This is your August 2017 Tarot Scope reading where I'm going to take the astrology and the cards that fall and try to give you the most empowering information that I can from what I see going on for you. I want to say hi, hello, and welcome to all of my new subscribers. I'm really not very good at acknowledging your presence, but I do notice the numbers rising every day, and I'm thrilled to see that you're here. Thank you for enjoying these videos. I'm happy to provide them. So Leo, August is going to be very important. There's going to be a total solar eclipse in Leo. All of my Leos out there are going to be feeling this in one way or another. Could be around the solar eclipse because the sun rules Leo. You may be feeling a little down in energy. Forewarned is forearmed, and I wanted to let you know about that. So let's start from the beginning and work our way through. I would normally be talking about all of the astrology, but my throat is giving me some serious issues. I just came back from being out of town for about a week. I did an intensive debate camp, getting back into the swing of debate season with school starting again. Anyways, I ended up getting sick. I've been running fever off and on, so my throat's been giving me issues. So I'm not going to speak as much as I normally would about the astrology, but I am going to hit the high points and whatever the cards bring forward. So, on the 7th of the month, we will be experiencing a lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Aquarius. And this is going to impact you if you have any planets, angles, asteroids, whatever, at around 15 degrees of Aquarius. But that's not the only sign that will be impacted. And this is where astrology is really nice. If you know your chart and you know your placements, then it can be a little bit more exact as opposed to just saying it will be all Aquarians. It won't just be all of them. It can be a couple more. So if you have 10 to 15 degrees of a fixed sign energy, this can be your ascendant, any planets, or major angles like your midheaven or IC, would be impacted. The fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and you Aquarius. This lunar eclipse is occurring in Leo rising's 7th house. The 7th house is the house that's traditionally ruled by Libra, and it is your partnerships and relationships and how you identify who you are as an individual through those partnerships and relationships. And it's also dealing with counseling and open enemies. This can be frenemies. This can be somebody that you would testify against in an open court of law. And it's somebody that I also would see you possibly getting in an argument with in an online setting. My sage is going nuts. I've got some sage lit off to the side, and it's got the whole house smoked up right now. So on the 12th of the month, we've got Mercury, the planet of thought, movement, and communication, going retrograde in Virgo. And Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so if you know any Virgos, be extra lenient with them during the month of August because they're going to be having a hard time with issues around thought, movement, and communication. For the Leo rising, for the Leo risings out there, it's going to take place in your 2nd house. The 2nd house is traditionally ruled by Taurus, and it's the house of your money, earning ability, self-esteem, your possessions, the things that you would point to, identify, classify, or introduce as mine to another person. So this Mercury retrograde is going to be occurring during the 2 eclipses. And the big one. The one that you've heard people talking about, the solar eclipse. This will be occurring on the 21st of the month. A solar eclipse at 28 degrees of Leo. And this is going to impact a couple of different modalities of the signs. So there will be fixed signs impacted, and there will also be mutable signs impacted. If you have any planets, angles, asteroids, etc., around 24 to 30 degrees of the fixed signs, which are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, and add this as well, also 0 to 4 degrees of the mutable signs, which would be Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. This solar eclipse is occurring for my Leo risings in the first house, and this is the house of you. This is the physical embodiment of who you are, and it's how the world sees you. It's your personality. It's your physical body. It is your appearance as well. Now, lunar eclipses are associated with closings, resolutions, endings of chapters, and conclusions that come about that you may not have a whole lot of say in. Lunar eclipses are also associated with the feminine energy, and all of that is tied to that that August 7th eclipse, the lunar eclipse. Endings, resolutions, closures, sometimes not necessarily by your design, could also be involving feminine energy. The solar eclipse is the direct opposite. It would be new life force, new growth, new energy, new breath moving in. And the sun is a masculine archetype. So that would be associated with masculine energy. So those are the main things that are going on throughout the month of August. An interesting thing of note, though, the Mercury retrograde that's occurring in Virgo, Mercury will be tiptoeing back into Leo and will go direct at the solar eclipse point at 28 degrees of Leo on September the 5th. So, you Leos are also going to be dealing with the tail end of the Mercury retrograde. Forewarned is forearmed. Pay attention to your communication, your devices, your car keys, the messages, stories, emails, etc., mail in itself. It may be harder to get the message. It may be harder to move. It may be harder to think. So, forewarned is forearmed. Like I said, I'm going to grab my cards now and start shuffling for my Leos. Please show the messages for my Leos for this general reading for the August 2017 period of time. Okay, we have like 6 cards fall. I'm going to see what... I say 6. I don't know how many it was. It looks like a few. Okay, you had 2 cards fall. The moon in reverse and the devil upright. The moon is symbolic of the sign of Pisces. That's a mutable sign. Dealing with the solar eclipse could possibly be impacted if you have 0 to 4 degrees of Pisces. The moon is also the ruler of Cancer, so there may be a Cancer that you are dealing with, or emotions may be very deep right now. It could be hidden emotions coming to the surface. The devil fell upright. The devil is the card that represents the sign of Capricorn, and it deals with persistence. It deals with confronting one's self-imposed limitations. The lunar eclipse could be showing you something about a Capricorn in your world, Leo. And if it's not that, then it could be dealing with just hidden emotions about a Capricorn. Could also be boundaries not being respected in one way or another, dealing with a Capricorn. This could be Pisces Capricorn situation. It could be 2 different people. It could be one person that has those energies in them. I happen to know a Pisces sun with a Capricorn rising. And her husband is a Leo rising, so that's how it's playing out. Doesn't necessarily have to mean anything for some of you, but these are 2 major arcanas that fell and very strongly indicated that needed to be talked about. So I'm going to put these back in the deck. Give it another shuffle. The messages for my Leo rising friends for this August 2017, the eclipse season and Mercury retrograde. Any messages, lessons, warnings, anything they need to see or know about. All right, I'm going to cut. The bottom card represents the underlying theme or overarching energy for my spreads, and the top 3 are for clarity. If you need a time frame association with the cards, we can go past, present, future. I'm going to pull you some cards of clarity from the Illuminated Tarot deck. I really like this deck because it can be used as a playing card deck, but it's also can be utilized as a tarot deck. I just dropped literally half of the deck talking to y'all about it. But one card decided to peek up at me. This is the 4 of Pentacles. Could be talking about being stubborn about your resources or having a hesitation to help others. It could be a preoccupation with your possessions. So it could be that either you are being controlled or you are controlling someone or something. Capricorn can be quite controlling. And with the moon that fell earlier with the Capricorn, it could be like emotionally involved with a Capricorn or a Pisces, and it's revolving around issues of possession or control. If that's not the case, then it could be just dealing with like family money. But again, this deck, some of the cards that fall actually have more than one meaning because the major arcana has been reduced into the minor arcana in this deck. So if a dual purpose card falls, I will do my best to give you the information or as much as I can about what they mean and what they symbolize. Okay. That card flew out. What I'm going to do now is cut the deck. I'll take the top and bottom card. For any of my new... This was a top card. Just a bottom card. For any of my new viewers, or anybody who hasn't heard me explain it, I live in Louisiana. It is my adopted home state. And when you get an extra card, I call it a lagniappe card. Lagniappe in Louisiana means a little something extra. So you got a little bonus card with the card that kind of flew out of the deck while I was still shuffling. I am going to round out this reading with shuffling the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle card deck. I will also be pulling 2 cards from this deck for you for guidance for the month of August 2017 for my Leos. I just did I did 2 videos yesterday, and one of them I titled that it feels like a total eclipse of the heart, and I don't know why, but that really feels like a theme for a lot of people for this reading too, especially with the cards that kind of peeked out and showed themselves while I was shuffling. In any other video, I probably would have just went with what fell, but because this is an eclipse video, it's a total eclipse video of your ruling luminary, I figured that there were a couple of extra messages that needed to come forth, so I went with my gut and did what I was being led to do. Let me cut this deck for you now. Again, I'm going to pull the top and bottom card of this deck. Okay, Leo, what I'm going to do is hit the pause button. I'm going to flip these cards over, do the tarot math, and also meditate over the cards and my astrological notes to try to bring forth the best messages that I can for you. So hang tight, y'all. I'll be back. Hey, Leo, I'm back with your cards, so let's go ahead and get started. The underlying theme or overarching energy for this spread is the Two of Wands. This number 2 speaks to a couple of different things. The first is the second house on the astrological wheel, and that is where Mercury will be doing its retrograde motion starting August the 12th. The retrograde is going to give you an opportunity to reassess what's been going on and to hopefully plan for your future in one way or another. Could definitely feel like you're walking through a different doorway. Could be that you've had some doors close and others open, and now you're trying to decide which one is the best for you. The number 2 also speaks to the theme of duality. The wands represent fire sign energy, and the fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This card in itself deals with creation and inspiration, but the fact that it's in reverse could be that you've been dealing with a lack of creativity or a lack of inspiration for quite some time, and it's almost as if you're waiting for this solar eclipse to come so you can catch fire again. Something else that's interesting and of note, Aries has shown up in representation now for you in this spread with the red hat right here, red representing fire. Aries rules the head. Aries hosted the Venus retrograde earlier this year in the spring, and that gave us an opportunity to reflect on and reassess the things that we really love, the things that we really care about, the things that we cherish, what's worth our time and our energy, what's worth us spending our resources on it. And that occurred for you in the 9th house is where it started. So, something else that's interesting that I want to bring forth because it's going to show up later in the spread. The number 2 written in Roman numeral form looks like the glyph for Gemini. So there may be a Gemini that's on your mind or that you're thinking of or dealing with in one way or another. Now, I feel like travel could be something that is a focus for you as well. That 9th house deals with long-distance trips, adventures and questing, foreign people, foreign places, and foreign things. All things higher-minded, higher education, etc. You've got to travel a long distance. You've got to do a lot of studying. It's a major transformation from point A to point B in that journey, if you will. The first card in the top 3 for clarity that fell for you was in the past, and we saw a representation of this card in the other deck. When I dropped half of the Illuminated Tarot deck, the 4 of Diamonds showed up, and it is representative of this card right here, the 4 of Pentacles. Interesting how that happened. Definitely seems like this is a theme for you. 4 represents a couple of different things. The first is the 4th house on the astrological wheel. That's the house of Cancer, and it's the house of your home and your family, your roots, and your foundations. So, aside from that, the number 4 deals with stability. The Pentacles represent earth sign energy. That's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And this card deals with security and being obsessive or controlling. The fact that it's in reverse feels like this is something that has gone on. Well, it fell in the past position, so it's something that's gone on, but it's something that you're being directly faced with now. And it could be something from the past revisiting you through the Mercury retrograde. Fourth house, again, ruled by Cancer, so you could be dealing with someone who has some strong Cancerian energy, or it could be focusing on, like, the mother relationship, or the relationship you have with, like, the mother of your child, or the relationship that you have with money. Because the Pentacles don't just represent our money, they do represent our resources, and that's time, love, nurturing, anything that you would expend on another situation or living thing that you care about deeply. Now we have another number 4 right next to it, and this is the Emperor. Major Arcana card. Representing, again, the number 4, stability, dealing with your home and your family, your roots and your foundations, the people that you share your home with, but also your internal roots and foundations, and the actual foundation and the structure of the dwelling that you live in right now. Also the structure and the integrity of the home bond, the bonds that you have with the people in your home. Feels like there is some strong Gemini energy, there's some strong Aries energy, and there's some strong Cancer energy showing up for y'all. Remember how those first 2 cards fell, where it was the Moon in reverse, the Moon ruling Cancer, the number 4 as well? You see how these things can start to tell a story, or at least bring up the themes over and over and over again? This Emperor card represents the present situation, so you are probably either focused on or thinking about an Aries in one way or another. If it isn't an Aries, because this card represents the zodiac sign of Aries, it could be that you are thinking about or reflecting on the Venus retrograde that occurred earlier this year that was hosted in the sign of Aries. This card also deals with the theme of initiation or beginning, the me first, if you will. It deals with masculine energy and owning one's power. It also deals with ambition and taking responsibility. It's also the card of the Father. Is there an Aries in your home? It feels like there are some of you that are dealing with some serious Aries energy in your home. Like, you could be married to an Aries that had, like, an Aries sun, Aries moon, Aries rising. Another Gemini associated card right here. This is the 3 of Pentacles, and this fell in your future positioning. The 3 speaks to a couple of different things. The first is the Gemini house of communication. The 3rd house, communication, short distance trips. It's your siblings, cousins, neighbors, people in your neighborhood. Pentacles representing earth sign energy. The earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. The fact that it's in reverse, it always looks like a key to me right here, which sends me on a little mental tangent of be sure to watch your house keys especially, or who has a copy to your house key, because the first 2 numbers are dealing with 4 in your home. who has the key to your heart, who has the key to unlock your best you. It may be that you're looking for keys. This card reflects the theme of teamwork, collaboration, apprenticeship. I see it as the apprentice because this guy is working on this filigree right here where there are other people around watching him, critiquing his work, and making sure he's doing the right job. Further on in the Pentacles deck, we have an Eight of Pentacles where the guy's working by himself and he has a long list of Pentacles to do and only has had one done. That's the Eight of Pentacles. But it feels like you may be dealing with somebody looking over your shoulder when it comes to finances, or looking over your shoulder when it comes to the keys. The keys to the kingdom, the keys to the house, the keys to your lover's heart. Could be that you're wanting to give somebody a key and there's another person who shares that dwelling with you that thinks it's probably not a good idea, or you're asking for a key back. All different ways that it could be playing out, and this is a general reading, so it's not going to apply every message for every Leo out there that's watching. Now, I did the tarot math that was associated with the Rider-Waite cards, these first 4 cards that I pulled for you, and it ended up being 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. Again, the number 4 very strong in the theme of this reading. The number 4 speaks to the theme of stability. The number 4 in the astrological wheel speaks to the 4th house, which is ruled by Cancer. That's the sign of the mother, and that deals with your home and your family, your roots and your foundations. This is internal roots and foundations and external roots and foundations. The first card in the Illuminated Tarot card set that I pulled for clarity deals with the Lovers. And this is not just the Lovers card, this is the 6 of Hearts, which represents the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups, the number 6, deals with growth. It's also representative of the 6th house on the astrological wheel, which deals with your work and health, or the competency and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. The 6 of Cups represents water sign energy. That's Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And the 6 of Cups deals with childhood, karma, innocence, nostalgia as well. This card represents as well the major arcana card of the Lovers, and that deals with love and beauty and union. It's also representative of the zodiac sign of Gemini, which we've talked about a lot. It can also be indicative of just air sign energy. The Gemini card, or the Lovers card, is dealing with major, like being confronted with a major choice or a major decision and being versatile, or being able to adopt versatility in making that decision. Some people see the Lovers as a soulmate card. The fact that you have a solar eclipse in your sign and it's a total solar eclipse, it could definitely be that total eclipse of the heart kind of energy. For some of you out there, it very well may be. Because it's a choice. It's a choice between two very different things. Now we have the 8 of Clubs, which fell for you, which is also representative of the 8 of Wands. This card deals with swift movement to create some stability, and it can also be very repetitive. The 8 of Wands in the Rider-Waite, the number 8 can speak to the theme of change. It also speaks to the 8th house on the astrological wheel, and that's the house of Scorpio, traditionally. It's life, death, and rebirth, other people's money. And that can be money that's coming to you that's not necessarily earned by your hand. That can be scholarship, loan. It can also be like return on investment kind of stuff. It can be insurance payments, etc. The Wands represent fire sign energy. That's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And this card in itself deals with like travel and movement. And I also see the 8 of Wands as very passionate, heated messages. And passion is a sliding scale. It's a good thing, and it can be a bad thing. You can, in the beginning of a relationship, when you cross someone who feels like they're a soulmate or a lover, the messages that occur between you and that individual can be quite heated and quite passionate, and reflective of that scorpionic energy, because that's the house of sexuality as well. The final card in the Illuminated Tarot deck, Illuminated Tarot card Clarity set, say that 3 times fast, is the Jack of Diamonds, which deals with scholarship, fascination, and wonder. It's also representative of the Page of Pentacles. And the pages are known for being a messenger. So it could be a message coming to you about money in one way or another, or resources. It could also be the a new enterprise or manifestation coming your way, or the fact that you're in the middle of a manifestation process. The Pentacles represent the earth sign energy. Again, the earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. It feels like that for some of you, it seems like there is a real rift that is going to be occurring in your home with all of the fours that are coming up. And home is defined in many different ways by many different people, but the way that I see it is home is who you share your home with. That can be your parents, that can be your husband, your wife, your spouse, your partner, your children, your fur babies, the actual dwelling that you live in, or the home of your soul, your body, your bones, your teeth. That's the structure and stability. Your tightly held belief systems. Could be the solar eclipse helps you to see things in a different way, and that changes your beliefs about the family, the home, etc. You could see something new in a Gemini. You could see something new in your home. You could see something new in an Aries. You could see the controlling possessiveness. Hopefully there's some communication about it with this Mercury retrograde coming through. So, to round out this reading, I pulled 2 cards for you from the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle deck, Leo, and the first of those 2 is the Leopard Skin Jasper card. It deals with shamanic journeying, animal energy, and healing. It can help heal and amplify the vibrations of the root chakra. Leopard Skin Jasper helps you to connect with animal spirit totems, to practice shamanic journey work, and to adapt to new circumstances and maintain energetic equilibrium. You've pulled this card because you are managing and navigating a change in your life. Meditate with Leopard Skin Jasper to receive ancient wisdom, to heal physically and develop spiritually. Major change in your life. That's no joke. Hosting a solar eclipse, total solar eclipse in Leo. Leo, your ruling luminary is the sun. It will be completely blotted out by a shadow in the very middle of it. That is a total eclipse. That is completely turning off the light of you Leos for a minute and then turning it back on. It's like walking into a room and the lights go out for whatever reason, and you not being able to see really what's going on. And once your eyes adjust to the darkness, then all of a sudden the power comes back on, and the room looks just a little bit different. Nothing's really changed, but everything just looks a little bit different. It gives you a new perspective. That's what these eclipses are doing. It's giving you new perspective to make better decisions to lead you to the path that you should be on. And depending how far off that path you've been may be a determining factor as to how harsh these eclipses may feel. And that's coming from someone who had a near-death experience tied to a lunar eclipse. That's not to scare you, but I was so far off my path that I had to go through a literal life, death, and rebirth process to get to a more balanced way of life. And that involved learning tarot and learning astrology and being able to answer the questions that nobody was ever able to answer for me before. Enough about me, though. The second card that I pulled for you from the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle card deck is the Selenite card, which deals with happiness, clarity, and peace, and it can help heal and amplify the vibrations of the crown chakra. It reads, Selenite is the great stone of happiness. It brings you clear vision, clairvoyance, and peace. It connects you to the consciousness of your higher self. You've pulled this card because you need a dose of joy and a reminder to see the greater good of all things. So meditate with selenite to surround yourself with white light, tranquility, and high vibrations. All right, Leo. It's really no surprise that it feels like things are kind of being pulled from underneath of you right now, because you did experience a partial lunar eclipse back in February. And like I said at the top of the video, lunar eclipses are tied to endings, resolutions, and culminations. Sometimes we didn't have a part in saying how we wanted it to go. It just kind of happens. Could have been involving a female. You now are facing a solar eclipse where there will be new life brought forth, new energy brought in, new breath brought to you to help fan the fire within your heart. For some of you, it feels like that spark has gone out. Hopefully, this Leo solar eclipse will help to give you the perspective to find your inner fire again. I am sending you so much love. Please take care of yourself and please be kind to yourself. Save some of that kindness for others because we all are going through some private battles that some of us may never speak about to another living soul. I hope you enjoyed this video too. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you already have, I thank you from the bottom of my very grateful heart. I intend on being around to pull some cards for us for clarity or guidance when it comes to about mid-August, right around the solar eclipse is my goal. But I've got 9 more videos to shoot, and my voice is not as strong as it normally is, so I've got to baby it as well. It's totally working against my Aries, Sun, and Mercury energy. I'm usually very, very forceful and all go, no quit. I don't like having to stall. I don't like having to stop. Especially when it comes to something like this, where I feel like there are messages that need to be given. Anyways, I hope you're well. I hope to see you soon. And I'm sending you a lot of love again, Leo. No matter what this eclipse season is bringing to you, you will see the growth on the other side if you see the situation objectively. And sometimes it takes time to embrace that objectivity. I love y'all. Take care. Namaste and bye, Leo.